Hey everybody, so in this video today I'm pretty much going to just be doing a freestyle. The client told me to basically just do whatever. She only had input on the length on this set, so please excuse my poor editing skills. It's kind of choppy in this video. I wasn't sure how I should record my how my format should be, because I'm typically only going to be showing me doing one hand, just because the videos would be like extremely long if I didn't. So yeah, just please bear with me and excuse my newly editing skills. Alright, so right here I'm kind of doing like an asymmetric V-cut nail, where one side is going to be higher than the other one, and you'll see the outcome of it, like of course when the set is done, if you don't know what I mean. But I do these two different ways. Like sometimes I'll shape the core color with my brush and then I'll go back in with the knife, or sometimes I won't shape it at all and I'll just bring the acrylic all the way down and only use the knife, or I'll just shape it with the brush and then clean it up with the file only afterwards without cutting it or shaping it. I mean, I do shape it with the brush, I just don't cut it with the knife. So yeah, this is going to be like an asymmetric V-cut finger. You know, one good thing about recording yourself doing a full set is that you get to go back and watch all the stuff that you would do differently. Like for example, there's certain stuff that I spent way too much time on that actually did not need that much attention. Like for example, when I was shaping the asymmetrical V-cut core color, I didn't really need to spend that much time trying to perfect it then, because I go in with the file anyways afterwards. So I guess just pay attention to your technique or your timing, and then see ways that you can improve yourself when you go back and watch your videos. Even if you're not going to share these videos with anyone or post them anywhere, I feel like it's still a good idea to record yourself for your own improvement. Okay, so I know I haven't actually shared this, but my workspace is actually in a hair salon. I'm the only nail tech inside of the shop, which kind of makes it a little bit frustrating in regards to the right environment for laying acrylic, because usually it's pretty cold in there because the hairstylists do get kind of hot while they're working. You know, they're on their feet all day, they're using hot tools, they're moving around a lot, so they do get kind of hot. And we kind of keep it cool inside, but it makes the acrylic extremely runny and slow drying, which is really frustrating for me because if your acrylic isn't dry by the time you need it to dry, it's just adding more time onto your set, which can be both irritating to the nail tech and the client. So that's just something that really frustrates me sometimes. And you'll kind of see that I have to play with my acrylic a little bit, kind of waiting for it to dry so that I can, I guess, like mold it and move it better. As you can see, this is a marble nail. I tried not to mix the clear and the white together too much because I wanted the white to be a little bit more defined than I usually do. Like I didn't want, like I want it to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Pronounced, I guess I would say. I wanted the white to kind of pop out, and the same goes for this finger right here, which is going to be black, and you'll see that in a second. And I kind of just covered the natural nail with nude just to hide the pink tone of the natural nail. And another thing that I'm considering now looking back is not getting the acrylic onto the white tip prior to encapsulating, because it makes it look cloudy when you encapsulate at the end. We all want that really crystal clear look when we do, you know, clear designs, when we use clear tips especially. You want it to be kind of see-through. You don't want anything to be like smoky or blurry. And then as you can see, again, I'm not really mixing the white and the black together. I'm more so using the white to maneuver the black to be more defined. So you guys, another thing that I just thought about, it's not just the temperature that we actually set like the AC or heat to that's causing like an issue with the application process, but my desk is literally by the front door and it's constantly people going in and out, so there's always like a draft of air coming, you know, through. Also, we have really big windows in the front, which doesn't help with like keeping the heat in and keeping the cold out. So that's another reason why like the temperatures kind of, I guess, aren't ideal for someone who does nails, because you kind of have to have a steady temperature for your products. So it's not that big of a deal because clearly I can still get my work done. It's just a little bit irritating. So this is going to be just a plain application on this finger. I kind of was hesitant about what I should do on this finger, if I should add like gold embellishments, charms, foils, chrome. I didn't really know what to do. I was gonna do ombre at first, but sometimes black is kind of hard to ombre with. And then I didn't want to do white because that's kind of like a classic look, and I feel like it wouldn't have gone with the theme with this set. And also I did want to note that I do have a heater right by my station, but it doesn't really do much. In case you were wondering, like, if I at least tried to control the environments and the temperature around for my application. I guess you can kind of see like how my acrylic is moving. And then like another thing is with the temperatures not being ideal, your acrylic can crystallize and then your beads can kind of fall flat as they're setting. So like you may have worked super hard and gotten a really nice apex just the way you like it, but then when you notice your acrylic has fully dried completely, it kind of like melted flat. I don't know how to explain it, but like if you've experienced it, then you know what I'm talking about. Like your acrylic can literally like deflate, if that makes any sense, during the drying process. As you can see right here, I'm going back in with a very tiny bead up in that left hand corner because I felt like it was just a little too flat right there. So don't ever be scared to add acrylic here and there when you feel like you need it. To me personally, it's better to have more acrylic in one area if you feel like you missed a spot versus leaving it like that, because it's very easy to fix with an e-file versus if you have like a dent in the nail, it's gonna be kind of hard to fix once you've already finished your application. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and encapsulate the marble nail before I finish the V-cut nail. And honestly, right now the clear that I'm using is Mia's Secret, but I feel like the Valentino crystal clear is a lot clearer than the Mia's Secret. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and place another order for the Valentino one, because although I do like each set that I do like with encapsulation, I feel like it could be better. Like it could be a lot more clear um, than what I have achieved. I honestly feel like the encapsulation parts of this video took way longer than needed. One, because Mia's Secret is already runny as it is, and then two, again, the issue with the temperature just makes it so much more longer than usual. Like you'll see, when you have to drain your bead before you put it on the nail, you have to play with a little bit so that it can get a little firm, so it makes it easier to move. And then you have to go to the sidewalls to make sure it's not running. All of that adds time onto the whole process. see me push the acrylic from side to side and then like back up in the middle and then pat it down a little bit and then repeat. That's me trying to get the acrylic to kind of firm up a little bit, so it makes it easier to maneuver and lay the way that I want it to without it being too wet. This right here is just me crisping up the edges of the V-cut nail. Basically, it's just gonna give you like nice sharp lines after you add the other colors that you're gonna add and after you do the reveal. So you'll be able to see like nice sharp edges. So I've seen a lot of people actually hate doing V-cut nails and they would much rather do like regular French. But for me, it's the opposite. I feel like V-cut nails are way more tolerable than doing French because you're not having to put as much of your, not the core color, but I guess the art color. You don't have to put as much of the pigment, you would call it. You would have to put as much as the pigment around the tip of the nail as you would with French. So I feel like it makes it easier on this part. I don't know, like just the filing process is way easier, the application is way easier, and for me personally, it doesn't take as long because you don't have to get like a rounded shape. It's much easier for me personally to get straight lines versus like a perfectly oval or round extended nail bed. And then here you can kind of see what I meant about the asymmetrical V-cut. You'll see that one side is higher than the other one, and that is not accidental. That was on purpose. One of my past clients actually showed me an inspirational picture that we recreated. The picture is on my Instagram. It's like the teal, orange, and white set that I did. but the original nail tech had actually did that with her set, and I really loved the way that it looked. I feel like it added more, I guess, like, what would you call it? Like, creativity. I mean, it's not like a really detailed design, but I just feel like it's not something that we do all the time, so I really like the way it looked. And you guys, the smoother you can get your core color, the easier the pigment application at the tip will be, and then the easier the reveal will also be. So if anything, focus on getting the extended nail bed or the core color that you're using. Try to get that as smooth and as perfect as possible. It'll make everything easier. Okay, so as you can see, I skipped me doing the thumb because it wasn't in the frame while I was recording and I didn't realize it. And then also I did skip like the filing process because I don't know if people really want to see the actual filing process because it's just filing. I feel like unless it's like a certain type of video that you're looking to watch to improve something, you're not going to want to sit there and watch someone file. I feel like the more satisfying part is the application and designs. But right here I went ahead and just applied some foil glue, and then you'll see in a second I'm going to go ahead and apply the transfer foil. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put aside my white and black gel polish to do my designs that you'll see in a second. And again, I am only showing one hand at a time, so I did edit out me doing the other hand. I honestly didn't really know what to do with this finger up until the very last moment. It popped in my mind like, something trendy that's been going around that I haven't done a lot of, and I actually really like the way that this turned out. So hopefully I will get to do a full set that has this whole design, maybe with a little twist to it. I might actually do it on my practice hand and upload that video this upcoming week. You guys, I can literally just sit here and watch somebody draw on nails like all day long. I feel like this might be the most satisfying part, at least of this video for me. Usually I like to watch like applications and stuff, but there's just something relaxing about watching someone draw, especially while it's watching something that you love doing yourself. Oh, and then here my client actually, I don't know what happened, but she ended up moving and it made this line a little bit thicker than I wanted. But I didn't want to have to go in with like alcohol or anything to remove it. So I just went ahead and kind of like played it off, which it actually turned out cute. If it wouldn't have turned out cute, of course, then I would have started over. But I always like to see if I can fix something before I remove it or start over. And then here I'm just going to go in with my top coat. Oh, we did go ahead and add some rhinestones. That was like a last minute thing. I actually ran out of the ones that I was going to initially use. They were more of a gold tone, but now that I think about it, this actually goes way better with the transfer foil. Like, it's pretty much a perfect match, these rhinestones that I used. I feel like as I'm sitting here watching me put the top coat on, I'm analyzing every single finger that I did. Like, I'm just going back and looking and critiquing and admiring. I actually really love the way this set turned out. I usually never get to do like black and white or use black with anything really, so when she told me she didn't really care about color, the first thing that popped into my head was black and white. And you guys, here I'm just wiping the sides of the nail just to make sure any of the top coat didn't like run to the sides and change the shape. I literally despise when that happens. If you've ever used gel polish, whether it's top coat, base coat, or pigment, sometimes if you let it run to the side and you're not careful, you cure it, it'll change the shape of the nail, and I cannot stand it because then you'll have to go back in with your file and fix it and then wipe it off, and then it's just too much. Alright, you guys, so right here I'm just applying my cuticle oil. I only like to do a little amount, and as you can see, I kind of go back and take some off. I only like to do a little bit because I don't like flooding the cuticles with oil. Me personally, I feel like it just looks more professional when the skin just looks a little hydrated and not like, I guess, flooded in oil. Don't get me wrong, if you like doing that, that's perfectly fine, but we all have a preference and that's okay too. nail tech asks the client to relax their hands, and clients be like, no, but seriously, here's the final look. I really love how this turned out. If you decide to recreate this whole set, please make sure to tag me. My Instagram name is Urfavenailtech, and I will talk to you guys soon.